Martin Hannett. James Martin Hannett, 31 May 1948, 18 April 1991. Initially credited as Martin Zero, was an English record producer, musician, and an original partner/director at Tony Wilson's Factory Records. Hannett produced albums by artists including Joy Division, the Durutti Column magazine, John Cooper Clarke, New Order, Orchestral Manoeuvres in the Dark, and Happy Mondays. His distinctive production style used unorthodox sound recording and technology, and has been described as sparse, spatial, and cavernous. Early life. Born in Manchester, England, Hannett was raised in a working-class, Catholic family in Miles Platting, Manchester. He attended Corpus Christi School and Xaverian College in Rusholme. In 1967, he went to the University of Manchester Institute of Science and Technology (UMIST), where he earned a degree in chemistry but chose not to pursue the profession. Career. Hannett's uncle was a bass player and gave his nephew a bass guitar when he was 14. Hannett played bass with Spider Mike King and as member in a band called Paradox in 1973, alongside Paul Young, later of Sad Cafe, and Mike plus the Mechanics. Hannett's production work began with the animation film soundtrack All Kinds of Heroes, written by Steve Hopkins, with whom Hannett later worked again. By this time, he also began to mix live sound at pub gigs. Other early production works included Greasy Bear Material, Belt and Braces Road Show Band's eponymous album in 1975, and 5 songs from Pete Farrow's repertoire recorded at Pennine Studios. Oldham later included on Farrow's compilation album Who Says There's No Beach in Stockport. He attracted more musical attention in 1977 when, as Martin Zero, he produced the first independent punk record, Buzzcocks' Spiral Scratch EP. Under the same moniker, he produced early records by punk poet John Cooper Clarke, whose Salford monotone was complemented by drum machines, simple synthesizer motifs, and Hannett's bass playing. Jilted John's first single, titled Jilted John, was Hannett's first hit single. Hannett became closely associated with Joy Division. His production incorporated looping technology to treat musical notes with an array of filters, echoes, and delays. Hannett had a collection of BVD echo devices which he called his Bluetop echo and delay boxes. The Cargo recording studios in Rochdale were used for the recording of Digital, Glass Atmosphere, Dead Souls, and Ice Age. Hannett's unorthodox production methods resulted in drum sounds mixed with synthesizers that were complex and highly distinctive. According to Hannett, there was a lot of space in Joy Division's sound. They were a gift to a producer because they didn't have a clue. They didn't argue. A factory sample was the first thing I did with them. I think I'd had the new AMS delay line for about 2 weeks. It was called Digital. It was heaven sent. Hannett produced Atwo's first international. He was set to produce their debut album, Void, but after the suicide of Joy Division singer Ian Curtis, Hannett was too distraught to work and backed out. A rift developed with Factory, and he sued them in 1982 over various financial matters. The dispute was eventually settled out of court. The lawsuit is listed as part of the Factory Records catalog as a FAC61. When Hannett returned to produce the Happy Mondays, he worked as a freelance producer and was not reinstated as a factory director. Personal life and death. Susan O'Hara was Hannett's girlfriend from 1972 until 1984. They lived together from 1975 in Chorlton and Didsbury in Manchester. O'Hara worked with Hannett at Music Force, a musicians' cooperative in Manchester, until it closed when Hannett's production career began to develop around 1979. After Factory, Hannett's career declined due to his heavy use of alcohol and drugs, especially heroin. His weight eventually reached 26 stone 165 kilograms, 364 pounds. Hannett died on 18 April 1991 at the age of 42 in Manchester, as a result of heart failure. He was survived by his wife Wendy, son James, and stepdaughter Tania. His headstone at Southern Cemetery, Manchester, pays him tribute as the creator of the Manchester sound. Legacy. A film documentary about Hannett's life was released on DVD on the 23rd anniversary of his death on 10 April 2014. A book was released the same day, Martin Hannett, Pleasures of the Unknown by Chris Hewitt. Another book by Hewitt, Martin Hannett, His Equipment in Strawberry Studios, was published on 26 January 2016 to coincide with the 50th anniversary of Strawberry Recording Studios. Several weeks after his death, Factory Records released Martin, the work of Martin Hannett, FACT 325 as a tribute. Hannett was portrayed by Andy Serkis in the 2002 film 24 Our Party People, which was based on Tony Wilson's career as the co-founder of Factory Records and the Hacienda nightclub. In the DVD commentary, Wilson notes a review that described Hannett as Serkis' strangest role and points out that Serkis is best known for his portrayal of Gollum in Peter Jackson's The Lord of the Rings trilogy. Wilson concludes that the reviewer's implication is correct, that indeed Hannett was far stranger than the Lord of the Rings character. Hannett was portrayed by Ben Naylor in Anton Corbijn's film Control 2007. Selected discography. Albums produced: Belt and Braces Road Show Band, Belt and Braces Road Show Band, LP 1975, private pressing, rare tracks issued on Hannett Maverick Producer Compilation CD. Pete Farrow, Who Says There's No Beach in Stockport, recorded 1977, issued 2001 on CD by Ozzy Morpheus and on Maverick Producer Hannett Compilation CD. John Cooper Clarke, Disguise in Love 1978. Jilted John, True Love Stories 1978. The Durutti Column, The Return of the Durutti Column 1979. Joy Division, Unknown Pleasures 1979. Paulin Murray and the Invisible Girls, Paulin Murray and the Invisible Girls 1979. Basement 5 1965, 1980 and In Dub 1980. John Cooper Clarke, Snap, Crackle and Bop 1980. Bop 1980. Joy Division, Closer 1980. Magazine, The Correct Use of Soap 1980. The Psychedelic Furs 1980. Songs, Susan's Strange and Soap Commercial. Various Artists, A Factory Quartet 1983, tracks by the Durutti Column and 6 by the Royal Family and the Poor. The double album on Factory Records also featured a side each from Kevin Hewitt and Blurt, A Certain Ratio to Each. 1981. Joy Division, Still 1981. Magazine, Magic, Murder and the Weather 1981, Mixed, One Mixed. New Order Movement 1981. Section 25, Always Now 1981. John Cooper Clarke, Zip Style Method 1982. The Names, Swimming 1982. Orchestre Rouge Yellow Laughter 1982. Armand Altai Nocturne Flamboyant 1983. Blue in Heaven, All the Gods Men 1985. The Stone Roses, The Martin Hannett Album 1985, finally released as Garage Flower, coupled with the single So Young in 1996. Walk the Walk 1987. Happy Mondays Bummed 1988. The High Somewhere Soon 1990. Joy Division, Martin Hannett's Personal Mixes 2007 and 7. Joy Division in the Studio with Martin Hannett 2008. Johnny and the Cold Demons, Walk the Walk 2014. Singles and EP produced. Buzzcocks, Spiral Scratch 1976 as Martin 000. Slaughter and the Dogs, Cranked Up Really High 1977 as Martin 0. Jilted John 1978. Joy Division, Transmission 1979. Orchestral Manoeuvres in the Dark, Almost 1979 as Martin 0. A Certain Ratio, Flight 1979/1980. A Certain Ratio, Do the Do EP 1980. Kevin Hewitt, Haystack 1980. Joy Division, Love Will Tear Us Apart 1980, Keen 80, Keen 80. Buzzcocks Are Everything, Strange Thing 1980. Utwo, 11 o'clock TikTok 1980, Egg 1980, Egg 1980. Colin Murray and the Invisible Girls, Mr. X 1980, 1880. Colin Murray and the Invisible Girls, Searching for Heaven 1981. Crispy Ambulance, Live on a Hot August Night 1981. Esque ESG 1981. Kissing the Pink, Don't Hide in the Shadows 1981. New Order, Ceremony 1981. New Order, Everything's Gone Green 1981. New Order, Procession 1981 and 81. Mini Pops, Dolphins, Spurt 1981. Tunnel Vision, Watching the Hydroplanes 1981. Stockholm Monsters, Fairy Tales 1981. The Names, Night Shift 1980. The Names, Calcutta 1981. The Names, The Astronaut 1982. 82. Blue in Heaven, Across My Heart version 1984. The Stone Roses, So Young / Tell Me 1985. Kit, Overshadowing Me 1990. Kitchens of Distinction, Quick as Rainbows 1990. New Fast Automatic Daffodils, Get Better 1991. World of Twist, She's a Rainbow 1991. Wasted Youth, Rebecca's Room 1981. Compilations, Lations. Martin, The Work of Martin Hannett, Factory Records, 1991. 1. And Here is the Young Man Debutante, 1998. 0. A Martin Hannett Story, 1977-1991. Big Beat, 2006. Martin Hannett Maverick, Producer, Genius and Musician, 2 CD set, Ozit Morpheus Records, Sept. 2011.